World Series champion, great all-time Red Sox, Big Papi, David Ortiz. Papi, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I want to start right away with some fond memories of the Red Sox World Series championships. I looked up your stats. 455 batting average in the World Series. What advice are you giving to players in the World Series this year on how they can be clutch, how they can be the best when the lights are the brightest?
Well, I always say this, in the playoffs, everything around is different. Even the way the fans cheer for you is different. It's louder. Seems like the lights of the stadiums are different. I mean, everything is different. All eyes on you. And a lot of players knows that. And a lot of players have, different way to approach. But in my case, I always want to be the villain. I always want to be the guy who was looking always forward to put up with the challenge. I mean, it was very normal to me.
David, first, before I ask you the question, I do want to say something. I've been working with Kevin Wildes for 5 years.
Yeah.
The happiest I've ever seen him was the first time he heard you call him Wildzy, and you made it appear you and him were longtime friends. And I want to let, and all day today, Wildes has been bouncing around the office as if it's the as if we are performing at halftime of the Super Bowl because you're on the show. So I just wanted you to know that. Now, from one
I love you, Walter. I love you.
There we go. Perfect. That's just what I was hoping to get there. From one clutch legend to another guy building a clutch legend, Giancarlo Stanton, his career playoff numbers are 16 home runs and 35 RBIs in 36 games. That, over the course of a season, would be 72 home runs, 157 RBIs, and the sample's not that small. You talked about you wanting to be the villain. What have you seen from Stanton so far this playoffs and in his career that has allowed him to do that, and do you think he can keep this up in the World Series?
I think with Giancarlo's, his problem has been his injuries. Yeah. Well, he's a bad man. Hey, listen, when he's going and when he is healthy, he is that dangerous. I was looking at his numbers, regular season, the other day, and this guy, if you look at his numbers, he should, if he don't have all those injuries that he has had throughout his career, he might be close to 500 home run career, or he might have 500 home run career. If you look at his numbers,
yep.
Like, we're not talking about an average player. We're talking about a guy that when he is healthy, this is what he do. I saw him in Miami before he came here. As dangerous as he look like right now, that's the Giancarlo Stanton that we all know. Unfortunately, he had to be putting up with all these injuries. But this is the guy that's gonna make that difference quietly, because all the attention is on my boy Soto, on my boy Judge, this and that. Nobody's paying attention to Giancarlo, and they should, because he is that dangerous. You just talk about his playoff numbers. Yeah. When this guy is healthy, he is fuego, absolutely fuego.
No doubt, no doubt. David, Aaron Judge, you mentioned him earlier. He said the other day, Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. What do you think makes him the best player? And did you ever think we'd see anybody like Shohei Ohtani?
Well, being him, he was being very humble, to be honest with you, because Aaron Judge, he's not like far away from Ohtani. What makes Ohtani so special, what makes Ohtani a unicorn, is that in the other hand, he can be one of those top 10 pitchers in baseball with the stuff that he has.
Right.
Plus his velocity, stealing bases, and then when it comes down to hitting, he's made the game look so easy. But Josh, you're not too far away from, buddy. you know, like you are that caliber of player. You just don't pitch, but you can steal bases. You can play incredible defense, and batting your numbers are like right there. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was just being humble.
Mookie came up with the Red Sox. When you were on the Red Sox, he views you as a mentor. He was in a bit of a slump. He was 0 for 22, and he credits breaking out of that slump to some advice that you gave him. Can you tell us what you told him, and then how do you think Mookie's going to do this World Series?
That's another guy that he just on his own bubble. You know, Mookie is so humble also that he, whenever, you know, anybody can help him. What Mookie don't realize is how good of a listener he is. He knows the reason why he probably pay attention to what I say is because we have this incredible relationship. I mean, I know Mookie so well. And probably the reason why he take my advice is because he know that I know him so well. I watch the Mookie. I know the Mookie that like to have fun out there. The Mookie that smile in your face when you think you got him, and he come back and hump you. That's the Mookie I know. So he wasn't that guy. He was so locked in on the result that he forgot about having fun. That happened to me, and that happened to a lot of guys. When you get caught off on not seeing result, you kind of, your emotion take over it, and you forget about who you really are. And all I did was remind him who he really is. And he was like, oh, you know what? You're right. I'm Mookie Betts. Let me go back to be Mookie Betts. Just to do it. I played with Mookie for so long. Mookie came into the big league as a baby when he came to the big league. Hungry, a great student of the game, a guy that every day he want to find a way to hurt you. I mean, look at what he did. The guy's Gold Glove, and they asked him to go and play shortstop. I mean, that's not what a Gold Glove want to, but he's so into winning that his ego, he put it away aside, and he was like, here, let me play. Is that how I can help you? I will. Nobody does that. I mean, if I'm a Gold Glove, if you're a Gold Glove at what you do, that's your comfort zone. You don't want to be out of it, especially in this game that is very unpredictable. And he did it. So Mookie Betts is the perfect guy for the Dodgers organization to be a player around.
Yeah, I know.
Because when you see that,
that's why we.
This isn't David. This is just making Wild so mad.
It's the most obvious thing in the world.
He's so mad.
One of the best players of all time. Let him leave.
He's so mad the Red Sox got rid of him.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
All right, well, so David,
you know I'm hurting.
I know.
David, you know I'm hurting.
All right, so we're almost out of time. So can you tell us who you think the best bet for MVP is, and if you have a pick?
In the World Series?
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, to be honest with you, I think Mookie gonna have a hell of a run this World Series.
There you go.
You know, he finished the NLCS very good, and another thing is that I know the Yankees gonna be pitching. I know how they pitch in American League. They're gonna be pitching very careful to Ohtani, and it's all gonna come down to face my boy.
Nice.
So in between him and Freddie Freeman in the Dodgers side, I think it's gonna be the offense gonna be in charge in between the two of them, because I would not pitch to Ohtani. Will you?
No.
It's bad for it's not good for TV though. So we'd like them to pitch, but no, it's a bad
I would not
strategy.
pitch to Ohtani. Ohtani will be the last guy beating me in the World Series, but they're gonna have to pitch to somebody, and that person gonna be Mookie and Freddie, and then Mons. In the other hand, same thing with the Yankees. You're not gonna want to pitch to Judge. Probably not want to pitch to Soto. But if you're gonna walk Judge, you're gonna have to pitch to Soto. So you got to pick and choose.
All right, 7 o'clock on the pregame show. Poppy, thank you very much. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you. Thanks,
I
Dave.
love you.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.